Featherwork is not common in the world. There are quite a number of countries that do some sort of featherwork. It's said that Hawaii has the most intricate featherwork. Aloha kako. My name is Mele Kahalepuna Chun, and I am from Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaii. I was born into featherwork. My tutu, my grandmother, and my mom had been doing featherwork for quite a while. And in the 70s, with the Hawaiian Renaissance, my tutu, she became quite in demand to teach featherwork. Eventually became known as the master. So I was born into it. I had no choice. Feathers were everywhere. I learned about the significance of featherwork, its origin and such, from my mom. My mom worked at Bishop Museum, which is our history museum in Hawaii. Featherwork is very important to the Hawaiian people, to our culture and way of life. Well, we think back to our kupuna, to our ancestors and what they did. You know, where a bird catcher, a kiamanu, would go into the forest and patiently wait for a bird to land on a branch where they put a sticky substance such as papalake pau, which is a plant that just exudes sap. When a bird landed to feed, then they would pluck feathers from the bird. They wouldn't bald the bird. They were only allowed to pluck so many from a bird at a time, and then use kukui oil to clean the bird's feet and let the bird go, and be patient and wait for the next bird to come along. The birds that the feathers were taken from come from high up in the mountains. They come from the forests, and the Hawaiians call that area Wao Akua, a heavenly place. So being that the birds lived in the heavenly place, they were considered sacred, so only ali'i could wear them. So ali'i was not just kings, queens, chiefs, chiefesses, royalty, but it also was kahuna, the priests, scholars, teachers, and such. Though we're not able to utilize the feathers from our native birds anymore because they're either extinct or they're endangered, we can use any feather, predominantly from the chest of the bird, or sometimes the stomach or the back of the bird. Those are the most pliable feathers, and they suit our work better than wings or tails because those are far too stiff. This work, hina, from as far back as I can remember, I've always loved the moon. It's not just with the moon, that leads to special people in my life as well. So I have a very important helper that has been with me for 8 years now, and her name is Auntie Lee, and she was a big part of all of this. And it's important to have those people, you know, that you can rely on 100% and more. Hina is the goddess of the moon. Mahina is the moon, but Hina was not only the goddess of the moon, she's also the goddess of femininity. My tribute to Hina, the kahili, the lei, the ahu'ula, everything that's here pays tribute to different aspects. For instance, the full moon, or with the red ring around the moon, or with the beaming lights that come from it, or the shadows on the moon, crescent, full, and then the softness, the sensitive, the strong, just everything. And it's a big part of me. Big part of me too. My greatest joy is teaching. To see the look on people's faces, on my students' faces when they get it. And they finish the lei that they started and then they want to make another one. That's amazing. I just, you know, I hear my tutu's voice. You know, when people would ask her, this is a dying art, isn't it? And she'd say, no, not as long as I can help it. And that's how I feel. Not as long as I can help it, this will live on and will continue and thrive.